The Panama Canal, one of the greatest engineering marvels of the modern world, a 50-mile-long waterway that splits the continents and shortcuts the oceans. It changed global trade forever, but getting it built, that was an absolute nightmare. For centuries, explorers dreamed of cutting through the narrow Isthmus of Panama to link the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The French gave it a shot first in 1881, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, the same guy behind the Suez Canal. But this was not Egypt. De Lesseps envisioned a sea-level canal, a straight trench through the land like the Suez. On paper, it sounded simple, but Panama was a completely different beast. It had dense jungles, rugged mountains, and unpredictable tropical weather. Worst of all, disease. Yellow fever and malaria tore through the workforce, killing more than 22,000 workers. Equipment was inadequate, landslides were constant, and a French company ran out of money. The plan failed spectacularly, leaving behind ruins, rusted equipment, and broken dreams. Enter the U.S. with a bold new plan and a little political maneuvering. In 1903, the U.S. helped Panama gain independence from Colombia and secured the rights to build the canal. Construction resumed in 1904, under vastly improved conditions. Better engineering, better leadership, and actual mosquito control. Most importantly, American engineers abandoned the sea-level design and instead built a lock-based canal, an idea that finally worked. Here's how it works. Ships don't sail straight across, they get lifted up and lowered down using massive locks, watertight chambers that function like elevators for boats. A ship enters a lock, the chamber fills with water, lifting the vessel. Then it enters Gatun Lake, an artificial body of water created by damming the Chagres River. On the other side, another set of locks lowers the ship back down to sea level. It's all powered by gravity-fed water, no pumps. Each ship's passage uses over 26 million gallons of fresh water. And those big V-shaped gates that open and close the locks, they're called miter gates, and many of the originals from 1914 are still in use today. That's over a century of operation, and they're still doing their job. The canal's toughest challenge was cutting through the Calibre Cut, a mountainous region that once stood over 300 feet high. Engineers had to blast and excavate more than 100 million cubic yards of rock and earth. The area constantly collapsed in landslides, and at times it felt like the canal might never be finished. But it was. The Panama Canal officially opened in 1914, just as World War I began. It was immediately recognized as one of the most impressive feats of civil engineering ever attempted, and later named one of the 7 wonders of the modern world by the American Society of Civil Engineers. For decades, the U.S. controlled it, but in 1999, ownership was handed over to Panama, and since then, it's been a cash machine. The canal brings in over $2 to $3 billion a year, fueling Panama's economy and proving that engineering can literally change a nation's future. And here's a final fun fact to leave you with. The lock gates used in the Panama Canal, those angled wonders called miter gates, actually trace back to sketches made by Leonardo da Vinci in the 1400s. He may not have built the canal, but he basically invented the gates. Thanks for watching Engineering Marvels. Hit like and subscribe if you want more stories of the world's most mind-blowing creations.